Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Universe Mode here on WWE 2k22 episode number 6 to be exact, as we're back here with another edition of Monday Night Raw as WWE week continues on the channel as we get caught up where the real life scenario is. We're in Buffalo, New York for the April 18th edition of Monday Night Raw. We have a good card stacked in front of you guys, so let's take a look at the card. First matchup, we're going to see Reggie and R-Truth. They're going to become a team now that the 24/7 championship is no longer a thing. They're going to take on Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Dana Brooke goes 1-on-1 against Nikki ASH. Rhea Ripley will face Naomi. That is a future Women's Tag Team Championship match. LA Knight looks for some revenge after Veer Mahan attacked him last week as they go 1-on-1. Tommaso Ciampa is going to go 1-on-1 against the new United States Champion Austin Theory. Damian Priest versus AJ Styles in a grudge match. And our Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair in our main event against Queen Zelena. Now we're going to jump to the fifth match of the night, which is Tommaso Ciampa versus Austin Theory. And yes, I actually forgot to show you guys who won the earlier matchup, so I'm going to run down them real quick. In the first match, we did see the Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin team. They did beat Reggie and R-Truth. Nikki ASH picked up the win over Dana Brooke. Rhea Ripley got the one-on-one win over Naomi, so that sets up her and Liv Morgan nicely for their future tag team opportunity. And then LA Knight did beat Veer Mahan, so that's a big win for LA Knight. He gets his first win as a member of the Raw roster. But now it's on to the fifth match of the night, Tommaso Ciampa versus, now he wants you just to call him Theory, now that he's the new United States Champion. Also, if you're excited for this episode, make sure you drop that like and subscribe down below. I'm glad to have WWE back on the channel. I hope you guys are as well, and your support means everything. It's part of the reason why this is back and rolling. But here is Tommaso Ciampa making his way to the ring. This is the third straight week we get to see Ciampa in action. 2 weeks ago, he beat Robert Roode, and then last week he beat Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. And remember that one match last week was actually supposed to be an NXT Championship match. Unfortunately for Tommaso, Dolph Ziggler lost the title before that match back to Braun Breaker on the first NXT episode after WrestleMania. So it was a non-title match, but Tommaso Ciampa picked up their win regardless, and because of that, he gets rewarded with a chance to go one-on-one with the new United States Champion, which a win here tonight could really help him in that regard. And here he comes, just now wanting to go by Theory. Is still technically listed right now as Austin Theory. We'll see if that changes, but above all else, he is the new United States Champion as Austin Theory makes his way to the ring. Yes, he won the title last week. He did beat Finn Balor clean. Now, he wasn't originally scheduled for that opportunity, but he did make the most of it. And like as the old saying goes, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And Theory just so happens to be pals with the biggest man in the company, that being Mr. McMahon. So you have to think maybe that played a factor in him getting that championship opportunity last week. It was supposed to be Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, but Priest got jumped in the back by AJ Styles as we're having that match later on in the evening. A little bit of a grudge match between these two, but nonetheless, Austin Theory is your new United States Champion. You'll have to think that even Finn Balor will want a rematch in the near future, considering he didn't have time to plan for Austin Theory. So a lot going on around the United States Championship, but this match is getting ready to go underway. Tommaso Ciampa versus Austin Theory, one-on-one, and here we go. Both superstars, looks like Theory is going to get the upper hand in this one as he gets a couple of punches in on Ciampa, as both superstars trade left and rights. Now it looks like Theory is going to have control. He puts Ciampa on the apron as he thinks about his next move and just hangs Ciampa up on the top rope. Both superstars now go to the outside as the action spills, and that's a nice power slam by Theory. That is just a very thin layer of padding on top of some concrete, so that is not a very good fall on the outside as the ref begins his count. Both superstars with a 10 count to work with here as the ref's now up to 3. Theory now has control of Ciampa. He's going to walk to the barricade and just lay Tommaso Ciampa on top of it, but Ciampa quickly back to his feet, looked for some sort of kick, but Theory counters. Instead, gets met with a couple of knees after a standing shooting star press. As ref now up to a 6 count, so both superstars got to start to think about getting back in the ring. As it looks like Theory tries to deposit Ciampa into the ring, but Champa has other things in mind. Instead, he's going to go for a suplex, a delayed squat suplex. That is the strength of the Black Heart. Does a couple of squats and drives Theory back first into the floor. Now up to a count of 8, Champa is going to get back in the ring, and Theory will oblige. He'll get back in as well, so both superstars will beat the count. Champa maintains control as he puts Theory against the ropes. A shot to the gut, and now it's just going to toss him on the floor and drive a boot right into the sternum of the United States champion. Champa back in control. You have to think a win here tonight against Theory will put him in the hunt for a future United States Championship opportunity as Theory drops Champa back to the outside. As leads on the outside. And wait a second. That's Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler jumps the barricade and drop kicks Tommaso Ciampa. He is not a part of this matchup. This is a disqualification. So Ciampa is going to win, but he's going to pay a price. A zigzag on the outside. Dolph Ziggler sending a message to Ciampa saying he's not done yet. And now Ziggler in the ring is actually going after the United States champion. So the former NXT champion will not get a rematch. Well, it looks like he's setting his sights on another prize. That is the United States Championship. As Ziggler, with some elbows to the champion, drives it, and he makes a statement here tonight. So, unfortunately, that match did not end with a clear winner. We'll have to see if this one does. And this is a grudge match, to say the least. Both of these superstars have been on each other's throats the past couple weeks, ever since WrestleMania. And it's because of this man's involvement right here, Damian Priest, who's gone through a shift in character as of late. The former United States champion has seemingly aligned with Edge. We still don't know why, but at WrestleMania, Priest appeared at ringside and distracted AJ Styles before he was able to hit the phenomenal forearm on Edge. And we haven't got an explanation why. We know that Edge has adopted this more darker side to his persona, and Priest, you know, he has his own darker side. So, I mean, there's some similarities there, but we'd like to see an answer maybe in the future as to why Priest has aligned with Edge, as to why he has aligned with a man who self-proclaimedly sits on his mountaintop of omnipotence. But big time matchup here for Priest tonight goes against AJ Styles. As the winner of this one will definitely have some bragging rights. And here comes the other man, the aforementioned, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, who unfortunately was unsuccessful at WrestleMania, and this is his first action since that date. We did see AJ look to get a matter of revenge last week as he jumped Damian Priest in the back before his United States Championship rematch. So AJ Styles said, you know, you cost me my match at WrestleMania, I'm going to cost you a chance at the United States Championship here tonight. Now, it looks like Damian Priest will still get an opportunity at that title. We can't really confirm as to when that match will take place, but Priest will have another shot, and hopefully Styles won't get involved in that one. But AJ Styles has a big opportunity here tonight. You know, riding that loss to Edge at WrestleMania is a big chance to get back in the win column and just gain a small bit of revenge. You know, obviously AJ Styles wants another crack at Edge. You know, there's a lot of unfinished business there. But if you can knock off his newfound, I guess, right-hand man, then you might set up a date with Edge in the future. Edge is not here tonight, by the way, so this will be, barring any other sort of outside interference, this one will be a straight-up one-on-one contest. Don't got to worry about any funny business in this one. We get ready to go in this one. Priest back in the ring. Damian Priest versus AJ Styles one-on-one, and the bell has sounded, and both superstars quickly to the middle of the ring. Priest with an early right hand as he picks AJ up and will just hang him up on the top rope with ease, and now hits a moonsault off of the bottom rope. Unfortunately missed for Priest, but nice bit of athleticism there. Now he's going to pick up Styles again and hit him with a Falcon Arrow. Damian Priest getting in a lot of offense and quickly just trying to, looks like, overwhelm Styles out of the gate. But Styles is the veteran. He is the former two-time WWE champion. And so he will try to rebound. Now has control over Damian Priest. Now you mentioned the bad blood between these two. You know, obviously dates back to WrestleMania. As Edge and Damian Priest have formed some sort of alliance. Now, AJ Styles so far is going at it alone. It doesn't seem like AJ wants any help. He hasn't recruited any. And, if you know the Phenomenal One, the Pitbull AJ, as people like to say, he is a loner. He will go out by himself. He's just going to do what he thinks he has to do to get the job done. Not always the brightest decision, especially when you are in this so-on-so 2-on-1 encounter. But AJ Styles not afraid of a challenge. As Priest works on the legs of the Phenomenal One, that'll definitely take away that springboard Phenomenal forearm. As now Priest will go to the top rope, and he looks to hit him when he does connect with a heel kick to the face. And it looks like AJ Styles might have tweaked a knee on the way down. Now, Damian Priest, we see him had a lot of control early on. He's gone to the air a couple times, which is where I would expect Priest to have the advantage. It's in the power game that he showed early on. Nice counter by Styles, though, and he's going to hit a brain buster of his own on Damian Priest. So despite Priest potentially having the power advantage, AJ Styles, no weakling in that regard, as well as he hits a beautiful moonsault off of the springboard. Trying to get a couple of mat strikes in on Priest, but Priest is going to counter with a corkscrew leg whip, as now he drops an elbow down on AJ Styles. Priest recently was the United States champion. Both these superstars have won the United States title. AJ Styles is a Grand Slam champion, while Priest is coming off of a 190-plus day reign as United States champion. It was a good one. Unfortunately, it came to an end at the hands of Finn Balor, and that's kind of what has, been the seeds for this shift in Priest's character. Ever since he lost that United States championship, he has not been the same. We saw him brutally attack Finn Balor, and we saw him get involved with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. So Priest wants that United States Championship back. He has a big hurdle in his way tonight in AJ Styles. But we did mention earlier he will get a rematch for that championship. Not sure when that date will be, but it will be in the future. There's a double axe handle. AJ Styles now going for the pin, trying to put Priest away, but Priest kicks out at 1. AJ Styles a little flabbered that Priest kicked out at only a 1 count, but Priest is a very resilient competitor as he just throws AJ Styles by the throat for an overhead suplex. Now Priest from behind on AJ Styles as the double underhooks. Looks like he's going to pick him up and just drive him into the ground. Not a very fun landing for Styles. He got his feet up, but it wasn't enough to break the fall. As now those Styles back on the offense. Just a couple of right hands to the face of the former United States champion. Not pretty, but effective nonetheless. Priest, though, will swing AJ off of his feet. He'll get him back to his feet. And it looks like he's going to go for this sit-out choke slam, and he connects. Priest now into the cover. Ref into position. Will that be enough to put away AJ Styles? He gets a 2 count and a kick out at 2.5. AJ Styles gets the right shoulder up. Well, Priest wanted 3. I think he's going to have to do a little bit more than the South of Heaven chokeslam, as now he wants AJ Styles to get back to his feet. I think he's looking for that reckoning. Has AJ and does connect the reckoning on AJ Styles. Will that be enough? This will be a huge win for Priest. 1, 2, and no! AJ Styles at the last second gets that left shoulder up. Oh, AJ Styles, we mentioned Damian Priest's resiliency earlier. AJ Styles, very resilient in his own right. As Priest now looking to continue the offense. He's definitely in control of this one. But AJ looking to fire back. Connects with a jawbreaker. Now a kick to the rib cage. He's going to roll through for that calf crusher. But Priest has got long legs. He gets his right boot in the ropes. Styles now looking to drag Priest to the center of the ring. He's going to go for a cover attempt on Priest as he gets 1 and only a power out at 1. So Priest not allowing the ref to reach a 2 count. I think that is a very big mental strength that goes against Styles. You start to think as an opponent, man, I've done all this offense and I can't even get a 2 count. So Priest trying to mentally play those mind games against AJ Styles. But Styles, though, hitting up for that phenomenal forearm, and he connects. Forearm to the face of Priest. He goes down. Is that enough for AJ Styles to pick up the victory? And no, it is not. Damian Priest this time gets the left shoulder up at 2.5. Well, Styles finally got a 2 count. I thought he would have got a 3 count on that one, but AJ Styles not wasting any time. Goes up to the top rope for a frog splash, but Damian Priest gets the knees up. Now Priest back in control. A couple of lefts, couple of rights. This match hanging in the balance. Now Priest has him on his shoulders and drives AJ Styles face first into the mat. Looks like a little variation of a KOD, as we'll see at Bianca Belair in action for our main event, as there's another Falcon Arrow for Damian Priest. A couple of nice impressive maneuvers, and now it goes into the covers. Not enough to put away AJ Styles, and no, it is not. Styles kicks out at about 2 7/8. So Priest getting closer and closer to that victory. Now goes for a springboard kick. He unfortunately misses on AJ Styles. Still looks to have control as he goes for that double underhook again and just tosses. This time AJ Styles does land face first into the mat, but Styles counters with a couple of kicks. He's going to swing Priest down. Now Styles trying to build some momentum. Picks up Damian Priest. Has him set up, and he connects. That was at a reckoning of Styles' own, looking to add insult to injury for Damian Priest. As Styles connects with the reckoning, he drags Priest into the middle of the ring. 1, 2, and 3. That is it. Styles picks up the victory after hitting Damian Priest with his own finishing move. Well, talk about sending a message. Styles walks away victorious tonight. It wasn't the Styles Clash. It wasn't the phenomenal forearm. It wasn't even the calf crusher. It was the reckoning on Damian Priest that gets it done tonight. Big win here for Styles as he has a future date with Edge. Hopefully, in his opinion, I do think we'll see that match in the future. But Styles picked up a man who has a future United States Championship opportunity. Maybe AJ Styles, in the meantime, throws his hand into that mix. Otherwise, a big win here for the phenomenal one here tonight. And now it's time for our main event. And the first superstar making her way to the ring is none other than Queen Zelena, the former winner of the Queen's Crown Tournament, as who's also a former Women's Tag Team Champion, lost that championship at WrestleMania. Queen Zelena, though, coming off of a big victory last week. She did beat her former partner Carmella in singles opportunity. Has an even bigger chance this week as she goes one-on-one against the new Raw Women's Champion. So Queen Zelena on a little bit of a hot streak here, as after bouncing back from her WrestleMania loss, proved that she don't need Carmella. She can do it on her own, and a win here tonight would set up Queen Zelena very nicely in the future. But her opponent is none other than the woman we just mentioned, the new Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, who's in action for the first time since winning that championship at WrestleMania. And boy, does it look good around her waist. Bianca Belair accomplished a win of a lifetime as she beat Becky Lynch 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania. The first time Becky Lynch has been beaten one-on-one for a championship in over 2 years. Bianca Belair was able to accomplish just that, and now she has a pretty substantial test in front of her. Somebody you can't sleep on. You can't sleep on Queen Zelena, as Bianca Belair looking to take care of business, the EST of WWE. So it's time for our main event here in Buffalo. It's Queen Zelena versus Bianca Belair, one-on-one non-title matchup, and we are underway. Both superstars will meet up in the center of the ring. Bianca Belair takes control, and Bianca Belair, to nobody's surprise, has the strength in the power game in this match. That is definitely going to be her big plus. There ain't many women, if there are any women on the roster, who are stronger than Bianca Belair, so Queen Zelena will have to use her quickness, and there's that power on display right on cue. Basically a curl into a gorilla press on Queen Zelena, just dumps her over her head. Bianca Belair just muscles on top of muscles. One of the strongest, if not the strongest women on the roster. I would not pit anybody against Bianca Belair. I mean, we've seen her hit impressive feats of strength. There's just another power bomb from the canvas on Queen Zelena. Bianca Belair rolling in the early goings. There's a knee into the midsection. She's going to send Queen Zelena into the far corner. There's just a forearm to the face as Bianca Belair just looking to set the pace early, looking to maintain control. Bianca Belair, you can also see her left eye has fully healed. Remember, she suffered that black eye at WrestleMania at the hands of Becky Lynch. Bianca Belair ready to go tonight. She wanted to get in the ring the night on that Monday night right after WrestleMania, but medical team didn't want her to compete with the Black Eye, so Bianca Belair, unfortunately for her, had to wait a couple weeks as we get into the cover, and it's only a 1 count on Queen Zelena. But Bianca Belair ready to get back in the ring, and she's happy to be here in Buffalo participating in the main event of Raw, by the way, as there's a nice back suplex on Bianca Belair, and she's had full control of this matchup, just completely lifting Queen Zelena right from the mat again. I mean, just impressive sprint, marching around the ring and just disposing of her like she's a pillow. Now working away on that left knee of the former Queen's Crown and Women's Tag Team Champion. Queen Zelena, though, speaking of Women's Champion, would probably earn a Women's Championship match here tonight with a victory over Bianca Belair. She sets her up for a nice octopus stretch submission, but Bianca Belair quickly powers out of that and just delivers a minimal sidewalk slam. Now, speaking of Women's Championship match, we know Becky Lynch is still waiting. I don't know when Becky Lynch will reappear, but you have to think she is owed a championship match. I know champions don't automatically get rematches. Here's a cover on Bianca. That's 2, and powers out at 2. Queen Zelena would have been a big win. Now, we know former champions aren't guaranteed a rematch, so to speak, but when you've been such a dominant champion like Becky Lynch has been, you kind of get a rematch. There's a nice sunset flip bomb by Queen Zelena. It almost guarantees 3. Queen Zelena got off to a little bit of a rough start, but it's looked pretty solid here in the midpoint of the match as Bianca Belair kicks Zelena off, looking to get back in control. Goes from behind. There's that double underhook we saw Priest utilize earlier and just drives Queen Zelena into the mat. Now Bianca Belair going to the top rope as she has a prone Queen Zelena on her stomach. And Bianca's just going to deliver an elbow to the back. I think she waited a few minutes, not quite sure what she wanted to do. But an elbow was effective as now she rolls her over into the cover, gets a 1, 2, and there's a kick out by Queen Zelena. Bianca Belair looked very impressive in this match. Now wants Queen Zelena to get back to her feet. She's going to get her around, work on the arm, but no, Queen Zelena counters. I think Bianca might have been looking for that KOD there, but nice counter by Queen Zelena. Now just hanging her up on the top rope. Maybe a little bit of the braid also involved in that one. Zelena looking to get back into this one. Bianca counters and is going to lift her up again. A couple of squats. 3 squats to be exact, and then just a power slam into the mat. Bianca showing that power game. I think Queen Zelena just needs to tap into more of that speed, that quickness that she has. But, Bianca Belair is the toughest. She's the strongest. She's the quickest. So when you're the EST of WWE, you don't have many weaknesses. And Queen Zelena looking to capitalize on a couple of those here. She has Bianca Belair by the back, but Bianca will power out. Thanks to an elbow attempt. Now has Queen up and just drives Zelena in back suplex into the canvas. As Zelena, though, not going down without a fight. Elbow into the champion. Now just a head first, looks like cutter / bulldog into the canvas as Queen Zelena retakes control. And now throws Bianca Belair over the ropes on the apron and hangs her up on that top row. Once again, I think there might have been some of the braid involved in that hang up, as now Queen Zelena just going to wait for a count. A count out win is a win nonetheless. So Queen Zelena, though, now going to see that Bianca is starting to move, so Zelena will move to the outside. Might as well keep the pressure on the champion and just throws her back into the padding below. Remember, that is a thin line of padding, not much underneath that hard surface. As Queen Zelena now taking control on the outside. Ref has his count. Bianca Belair back to her feet. There's a slap to the face. I don't think the Queen is going to like that one. And now Zelena is thrown back in. Bianca will follow. She works away on the right arm. Just stomping away on those fingertips on that hand. Just maybe looking to set her up for a future KOD. As we have yet to see Bianca connect with that move here tonight. Continues to stomp away on the hand. Now just going to go to the top rope here. Zelena, though, is rolling over, but Bianca is just going to deliver another elbow drop to the back. Just delivers all of the breath out of Zelena. Is that enough to get the win? Ref counting 3, and no, only gets 2.5. Bianca wants the ref to count a little faster. Nice elbow drop by Belair. Got to stay on the offense, though. She's going to go right back to it. Maybe this is going to the well a little too much. This time going to try to go for a 450, but Zelena rolls out of the way. I think Bianca might have got a little overzealous. And here's that sunset flip bomb again. Bianca all tied up, too. Is this a big upset? No, Bianca Belair will kick out at 2.5. I thought Zelena might have had her there for a second. Bianca back to her feet. She's going to pick Zelena back up again, march around the ring, and just slam her spine first into the canvas. Bianca gets Zelena back to her feet. Zelena goes for a shot to the face, but Bianca will counter. And now has her up on her shoulders again. Going to squat her a couple times. 3 to be exact, and just power slam her into the mat. Goes into the cover. 1, 2, and no, 2.5. Zelena still got some fight left in the tank. Bianca, though, full control. Zelena starting to get to her feet. I think Bianca's thinking KOD. She has her up on her shoulders, and yes, the kiss of death. KOD, face first into the mat. Is that enough? Bianca Belair will roll her over, get into the pin, and yes, Bianca Belair will pick up the victory. Big win for our Raw Women's Champion in our main event here tonight. Buffalo fans happy to see Belair pick up the victory, but a nice fight nonetheless by Queen Zelena. She put up a very good performance, just unfortunately was not enough to beat the Raw Women's Champion. Queen Zelena, definitely somebody to watch out for in the women's division here on Raw, but a big win here tonight for Bianca Belair. And I don't think she's quite done. It looks like Bianca Belair is motioning for a microphone. I think she might have some things to say. Buffalo, New York. Man, it's great to be back in the ring. Because you see, at WrestleMania, I proved why I am the roughest, toughest, strongest, and without a doubt, the best in WWE. Now, I gotta hand it to Becky. She got me good. She gave me a black eye. And there's a reason why she hadn't been pinned for a championship in over 2 years. And because of that, she can have her rematch whenever she wants. But next week, we are in my hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. And it's been my dream to defend this championship there in my hometown. So next week, I am issuing an open challenge to anyone in that locker room to step up and face me for my Raw Women's Championship. Well, the challenge has been laid down, an open challenge for the Raw Women's Championship next week on Raw in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's going to be a big one. But next episode, speaking of Women's Championship, the NXT Women's Championship is on the line. We're going to see Mandy Rose defend against Wendy Chu in tomorrow's episode of NXT. And it all builds to Backlash here on the main roster. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins in a 2 out of 3 falls match. That is going to be a show stealer. And then the main event, a big triple threat match. Roman Reigns puts the WWE Championship on the line. One of his 2 world title matches on that show against Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. That is going to be a hard-hitting hoss fight, to say the least. All building towards Backlash, our first pay-per-view of the series, which will be coming to you guys on May 8th. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys are enjoying the return of Universe Mode, as WWE Week will continue tomorrow with NXT. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you drop that like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.